बाप रे जल्दी वीडियो ना हेलो गाइस हम आए थे बाप रे जल्दी
Also topping the news at 4 today, the fate of the last defendant in the killing of young Dolph case will soon be revealed. Cornelius Smith appeared before a judge this morning ready to enter a plea deal. However, that did not happen. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Alex Coleman.
And I'm April Thompson. WREG's Quamitra Wilburn explains what's next for the accused gunman.
Cornelius Smith, the man accused in the 2021 killing of Adolph Thornton Jr., also known as Young Dolph, has agreed to a plea deal. However, details of the plea have not been revealed. Thursday morning, he was supposed to enter his guilty plea in court, but his attorney says some technicalities prevent them from moving forward.
We were intending to go ahead and enter a guilty plea today when we went into court. There are a few details that we need to fix and iron out before we can do that. So we asked the judge for some additional time to complete those details.
His defense attorney did not reveal what those details are, but prosecutor Paul Hagerman says it regards housing.
The attorneys have to get with the Department of Corrections with regard to some technicalities with regard to his confinement.
Smith has openly admitted to his role in the killing. He testified in both Justin Johnson's and Hernandez Govan's trials. Smith claims that he and Johnson were hired by Govan to carry out the hit. He admitted to shooting and killing Dolph, who was visiting a cookie shop in South Memphis on November 17, 2021. Smith stated that he was supposed to receive $40,000 following the death of young Dolph, but instead he got $500 in the letter. Johnson was ultimately found guilty of Dolph's killing, while Govan was acquitted of all charges.
You know, it never ends for the family. This has been a long process to try to hold these people responsible. This will be the very last part of it.
Reporting for your news leader, Quamitra Wilburn, WREG News, Channel 3.
And Smith's plea date has been reset.
Last name, area codes, okay.
Who created this book?
Epstein himself.
This book was made by Epstein?
I compiled a list of the people, a list of the girls and families that were going when I was household manager. Ghislaine Maxwell was his former companion, a very powerful lady from England. She would go to the former Eastern countries in Europe and find girls for Epstein. And I knew that because I went with my wife. They used to have a computer so powerful, they used to have a water radiator to cool the computer because they used to download pictures like that so fast.
You saw that stuff?
Yeah.
On the computers,
Yeah.
the pictures of the girls?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Were they naked and stuff like that?
Yeah, I testify that.
What kind of pictures?
Naked girls from Sweden, from Romania, from Czechoslovakia, from Brazil, from
All
Colombia.
minors? All young girls?
Very young, very young.
Like when you say very young, how young are we talking?
16, 17, The teenagers, they have braces, most of them.
Younger than that though?
Yeah.
It's worked out pretty well so far. We have seen you hit trick shots from all around the court. You have never hit a trick shot on All-Star Sunday from the Showtime set. Would you be willing to try?
Where we at? That's a real tough angle right there.
That is a tough angle. I've never shied away from a challenge, though.
Here we go. It is a tough angle.
You need some space?
We got a couple shots. You don't need to make it the first time.
Even just to hit the rim from this angle is crazy. He made it.
Oh, that's it.
You got one more. You got two more.
You got two more. Oh, that's no.
Last one.
Watch your head. That's good. The one. That's good. That's the one. Count it.
Let's go.
Greatness. Greatness.
There he goes.
Greatness.
All I heard was last one, and I did not get down.
Two-time three-point champion and make the best trick shot ever from the set at NBA.
Spend the rest of his life in prison. Laurel's a top cop, sentenced in some high-profile arson cases in Montgomery County. But as DC News Now's Yamari Sase discovers, he's been torching homes of enemies for years.
Yeah, well, over a 10-year span, former Laurel Police Chief David Crawford was targeting people he had issues with, including his very own stepson, by setting their homes on fire. He's currently serving 2 life sentences in Howard County, and today in Montgomery County, a judge sentenced him to 55 years.
Just to finally have closure on the case is like a true godsend.
Justin Sherstrom says he feels relief after his stepfather, former Laurel Police Chief David Crawford, was sentenced to 55 years for setting fire to 2 of his homes in Clarksburg.
I definitely forgive him. But at the same time, I don't think he's capable of rehabilitation.
The fires happened twice at their townhome on Majestic Elm Court in September 2016 and again in 2017, and then at their home on Peppervine Drive in November 2020.
I didn't suspect him. Even with all the petty arguments and just back and forth over the years that occurred.
Sherstrom was not the only victim. Investigators say Crawford set fires at the homes of people he had conflicts with across Charles, Howard, Prince George's, and Montgomery County from 2011 through 2020. Surveillance video shows him pouring gallons of gasoline right before using a stick wrapped in cloth to set the fire.
If he didn't get a promotion from you, and it was overlooked, you would become a target. If he had a dispute with you over some school board matter, you would become a target.
Crawford was previously sentenced to life in prison in Howard County, and on Friday he received an additional 55-year sentence in Montgomery County for first and second-degree arson. Crawford will serve his 55-year sentence concurrently with his 2 life sentences in Howard County. Reporting in Rockville, Maryland, I'm Yamari Sase, DC News Now.
When a boat capsized with a family of 6 on board, these guys paddled over as quickly as they could and saved the day. They spoke with Les Trent.
It's a boat carrying a family of 6, including 4 children. It looks as if they're trying to outrun a big wave. Suddenly, the giant wave swallows the boat.
Oh my God!
The entire vessel disappears under the water with the family tossed into the ocean. Vince Tuzzi recorded the crash in Santa Cruz in Northern California.
I couldn't believe a boat was out there. The Weather Channel predicted 14 to 16-foot waves. It was really horrific.
Fortunately, these surfers were 20 feet away and came to the rescue.
Are you hurt at all?
One of the hero surfers is a 14-year-old, and he plucks one of the kids out of the frigid water.
Daddy!
The child is worried about his parents, who, unlike the kids, aren't wearing life jackets. The surfers try to calm the frightened boy.
They'll be okay. We're getting you home.
You can hear the scared children call out to each other.
Guys, are you okay? I want to get out of here.
There goes a floating shoe. It's an impressive response. At least 15 surfers have paddled out to save the family. There's another rescued youngster situated on a surfboard. And here are 2 of the hero surfers today. Emilio Pavel and Ian Anderson, both 14. What was your reaction when you first saw it?
Pretty shocked. Yeah, I was a little bit scared for sure, because we just hear like kids like screaming. The situation looks pretty bad.
So what did you do then?
I put a kid on my board and then I paddled him away from the waves so he wouldn't get hit. Pretty big waves that day, so that was one of the biggest concerns.
Oh my God! Officials are considering a ceremony to honor those surfers. They certainly deserve